Hello everybody, this is Cheri at djsundry.blogspot.com, and today I have something kind of fun for you. I'm actually sharing this for the girls who are part of my scrapbook club, and we do, sometimes we do scrapbooking pages, sometimes we do picture my life, sometimes we do cards, and in June we did cards, and the card, we use this card kit from Close to My Heart. It's the Workshop on the Go, the Blossom Kit, and it made some beautiful cards. You can see them here on the front of the kit. I'll just show them to you very briefly. Let me just turn this upside down. So this is the first one that says Make a Wish, and I have to say I'm loving this white on white look. I really like the white sequins on the white. Just beautiful. The next one, this one says Hope You Have a Day Full of Fun. So that was that one. And the last one was You Are Worth Celebrating, and it was a birthday card, and it had some of the sequins on it. So when you buy a kit like this, you get to make 5 each of the 3 different designs. So it comes with 15 cards. But when you are all done, and it comes with your stamp set, which I have here, and when you are all finished, you have scraps, and usually there are enough scraps that you could do some other projects. So I'd like to encourage my team members to do an extra project. Now, these kits usually come with a stamp, or always come with a stamp set, which in this case is called the Blossom Card Making Workshop. Super, super fun. Popsicles, flowers, these little strips that look like washi tape, just so much fun. So they came with that. It came with these coral reef sequins, and it came with this twine. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to challenge each of my club members to make something out of the scraps. So when I was going through my scraps, you can see I've got this nice, pretty large size piece of printed paper. I had a chunk of pear, and I had a pretty significant chunk of craft. Then I had a kind of a smaller chunk of the daisy white. And then I had quite a few of the little straps. Now this piece that you see right here is actually a piece of the zip strip that goes along the top up here. And I'm actually going to use that as we did in our other cards. So when I was all said and done, the only piece that I had that was quite big enough to make a full A2 size card was in the pear. So I knew right away that pear was going to be my card base. So I'm going to pull that out. I trimmed off the piece that was left over, and I have a nice card base, a full A2 size card base. So that A2 meaning it's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Now I could do it this way, or I could do it this way, and in this case I'm going to do it on its side just like that. So I trimmed that out, so it was 8 1/2 inches by 5 1/2 inches. Scored it at 4 1/4, and there I have my card. So then I started digging through to see what I had, and I found this piece, which I'm going to trim down, and the piece of white, I had just enough white to put my the set of flowers on. So I stamped that. I used pear ink for the stems, and I used smoothie ink for the flower, the color part of the flower, and then I used the black ink for the little, I don't know what they are, little spiky things, and then the centers. So we are going to go ahead and adhere those down, just like so. And I'm going to kind of off-center that, because now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my paper cutter. Now I'm an eyeballer. If you've watched many of my videos, you know that, and I know this is going off camera, but just so you know, I'm just kind of eyeballing it. And it's not a true eyeball because I line it up using this part of my cutter, but you see it's pretty easy then to know where to cut. And I'm just trimming it to make it all even, so I've got a rectangle there for it to sit in. And then I took another piece, which I managed to put back in my bag with my scraps. Hold on just a second. And this piece was actually this wide to begin with. Let's see, let's pull the ruler. It's about right at 2 inches wide. And what I did is I cut it to be 4¼ inches tall, just like so. And I'm going to go ahead and just line that up on the side of my card. And on this part, I want the flower pattern to show, because underneath the flowers, I have the smaller part. Now, when you're dealing with patterns with multiple paper, you may know that you want to you can mix pattern paper, but you want to have some that's kind of tone on tone, not as busy, with some that's a little bit busier. Now, in this case, I also want to use the zip strip. So I've prepped my paper, or this piece of paper, with the tape, and I know that I want to use the zip strip, and I think I want it probably lower rather than higher. So I am just going to run my adhesive along the side. Again, I'm just kind of eyeballing it. I cut this to be the 5½ inches, the same width as the card. I'm going to just set that down. And then I am going to put my pattern paper on top of it. And I know that's kind of busy on top of busy, but I think you'll see that it's all going to come together beautifully. Now this one is going to go up here, kind of off-centered a little bit like that. But before I do that, I want to decide where I'm going to put my design. Now this one I'm going to say, "You are worth celebrating." And I think I'm going to line it up right close to the edge over here. And I'm going to use black. So let's go ahead and do our stamping. So there's two purposes for this. One, the extra bulk, I'm going to put my designed paper on some foam tape just to give it a little extra punch. And the extra bulk makes it difficult to stamp, so you want to be really careful about that. And then the other thing is I want to have the stamp already there so I know where I want to place that piece. So I'm just lining it up. And part of my head, if it's in the video. I thought I had that all marked off. That's okay. It's a homemade card. Sometimes little things get in it. I try to wipe my stamp off to make sure that nothing like that gets on there, but sometimes we still do. But I have a plan. I think we can kind of take care of some of that. So now I'm going to grab a piece of my foam. And this is just from Close to My Heart. And I am just going to put pieces of foam tape. I like to put one on either side, so you could either do it this way along these sides. I like to do it where it's going to take the least amount of tape, because I also want to have one that has some in the middle so that it doesn't cave in the middle through mailing and stuff. I'm hoping that this isn't so bulky that if I do choose to mail it, that it requires extra postage. So now I'm just going to decide where I want it, and I was going to kind of offset it, but I'm going to kind of center it a little bit more than I planned. So now I've got this line here to deal with, and even if I hadn't had the line, there was one more thing I wanted to do. So now I'm just going to do what I'm going to add a little bit of fun with the coral reef sequins, and I was going to do that anyway, but now I'm going to have to figure out how I can do it to cover up at least as much as I can of this. What color do I want? I'm going to start by using one of these darker ones. This is in the smoothie color. I love this sequin pack. In fact, I have an extra one sitting here because I had kind of decided that I had purchased one not realizing it was part of this kit, because I just thought it was super fun. So I'm going to put that kind of there. And we still have a little bit of that black coming off, but I think we're okay. And let's get a smaller one here, because I like to go in threes. And we'll just bring it kind of down here. Here we've got a triangle there. So there we have it. You are worth celebrating. Super simple, using up my scraps, And I will be using those scraps for other things in other cards too. It's just this particular challenge I wanted to use only what came in the kit besides the inks that go with the kit. So there you have it, using your workshops on the go from close to my heart to expand them and make something fun of your own. So thanks so much for stopping by today, and remember, take some time to enjoy the little things. Have a great day. Bye.